The use of the stick in collective skirmishes, such as the one described by Father Labat, and the ability to transfer that use to the machete, suggests that the widespread mastery of the stick and the machete as weapons played a role in large-scale slave revolts, such as the Haitian Revolution. Notice they use the word transfer. There's the idea of transferable skills. Same page, same page. While they're talking about legal prohibitions. One cannot help admiring with what speed the blows are launched and avoided by two practiced men. They maneuver around each other to gain the advantage while holding the club and swinging it with both hands. So you see how, whether we're talking about a one-handed stick, two sticks, long stick, short stick, machete, or club, it boils down to the speed, the technique, maneuvering, etc. Everyone in society has one complex or another. And for us to understand why it is wrong to drug people for them doing something that is annoying, right? More often than not, psychiatrists are seeing patients whose family or friends or someone close to them, usually family or wife, is sick of their behavior and has called the police. And here comes the regular person to the psych ward. Okay? So everyone, for cultural reasons, for biological reasons, for every type of reason you can think of, does things that are annoying to other people. And people try to form a consensus saying, hey, we all are annoyed by those people. Let's team up against them. We see this in society. And guess what, folks? I hate to be the one Christian in a world of anti-Christian filth who brings it up, but it's wrong to do that. Just like it is wrong to drug people, or to gang stalk people, or to tolerate it. You have allowed a culture where all the people who are willing to sink to the level of using Luciferian tactics end up coming out on top. And Luciferianism is not only a Western philosophy, it is extremely Eurocentric. Blavatsky wasn't exactly, pro-black, to make a long story short. There's a reason why Hitler, is said to have slept with her book, The Secret Doctrine. Okay? These people were a bunch of new age, racist motherfuckers who had done some kind of satanic version of sanctifying the land. Okay? Consecrating, doing rituals to purify, quote unquote, right? Luciferian purification, the apron, right? Purify, be pure. To purify in the name of Satan, the land. So, therefore, there are certain lands that have accepted satanic and Luciferian, quote unquote, purification and liberation. So they are more demonic than others. Pergamum, read Revelation, Babylon, Sodom, Gomorrah, and Bavaria. But Mecca, Bavaria? But that's in Europe. Yes. So when you say blood and soil, well, let's look at this. Isn't that an occult term, not just a white nationalist term or something, a Nazi term, but specifically an occult term? Let me see, Mecca. Okay, they're white, and they worship the soil of the devil. What would that make them? Okay, I'm trying to catch up, Mecca, but my whiteness, it just, it's like, if it makes me look bad, I can't see it. Just give me a moment here. Okay, I'll give you a moment. Unfortunately, my friends, it makes anyone who accepts mainstream social norms and who argues from that perspective, a self-proclaimed white devil who's not smart enough to understand that they're proclaiming it if they don't see it that way, if they don't see themselves as proclaiming it. My, oh my, oh my. And yes, that does put them on the side of the anti-Christian people who talk about I hate white people and blah blah blah, and the Bible isn't true. You know? And what do they worship? Nigga, this my neighborhood. But if that's your neighborhood, and this is the white man's land sanctified by his demonic occult priesthood, let me see. Doesn't that make you their bitch? I mean, you're claiming their land, their devil culture, their devil spirit, you know? And you're on their devil TV. Now, I know life is a bitch. You might have your reasons. But this is the reality of it. And just so some people can look good and continue to make money, should we all deny the reality of it? What is the price of pretending that people who have the same problem as the cracker, he cracks the whip, which is a symbol of his European-based complex. Okay? He cracks the whip with his emotions, which are derived from his European-based culture and how it interacts with his genetics. And here you are. Many of you African Americans mixed with white. I'm mixed with white myself. But I can't help to notice that as well. And, you know, behaving like the beast. You are mad at me, for instance, because of something that was taught to you by Luciferian people. Luciferianism is the secret doctrine of white culture. It is the pure doctrine of mainstream white culture. Okay? Think about it. And who are the main ones pushing it? If almost everyone in America has accepted various forms of Luciferian doctrine, which they have, who's the main one pushing it? Why? The mainstream Luciferianism is mainstream white culture. And if you have any component of, if you're a Luciferian and you're mad at me and you want to lash out, it's like you cracking the whip at me, you know, to intimidate me. Like trying to intimidate a horse or something, you know, because now you think you know better and I'm an ignorant nigga. He's an ignorant. The difference is you think I'm ignorant because I read. Whereas he thought your ancestors were ignorant because they didn't. So you're like, you ignorant nigga. With my Luciferian white complex, I crack the whip. And since you're emasculated, and you're doing it on behalf of pussy as well, it becomes more and more of a pussy whip being wielded by he who is pussy whipped. Ain't that about a bitch? So now I'm whiter than you, but you're mad at me for not being white enough while looking black. Or for not looking blacker and being whiter to the point where I perhaps am like you. And you're doing it in the name of black power and melanin. Ain't that about a bitch? Or two? It's about a peg-legged bitch named Sue. Afro-Brazilian martial arts had their teeth removed because the emphasis used to be very much on fighting. There were other Angolan traditions that were coupled with capoeira to create the superior warrior. So all in all, it is a superior system. Even on Fight Science, they said that that Latif used the most energy efficient technique, even though in Eastern martial arts, for instance, there is an emphasis on the efficient use of energy. Me personally, I don't give a shit about their Fight Science, and that stuff to me doesn't prove anything. However, let's look at the Matrix now. In the movie Matrix, which was created by controlled opposition bitches, they make it clear that part of the New World Order agenda, which you see in Buddhist psychology and in the New Age cults as well, is to include principles of martial arts and things of this nature, right? Well, how can you include such things without including the opinion of the top martial artist, who, when you listen to his opinion, everything you thought with your Luciferian nonsensical logic falls apart? Here they are selling you this idea of this multicultural white American savior using martial arts better than everyone else. It is when he transcends and doesn't play by Babylon's rules does he defeat them, when he realizes who he truly is and transcends. And so it is with my challenge, as I realize who I truly was and truly am and transcended. Their martial arts became obsolete. They resorted to complete bitch-made tactics. The divisive tactics of the feminine spirit, one could say. Some bitch shit, It's like Pan. Is it a coincidence that Pan is portrayed as a sniveling pussy? Let's look at him, right? He has feminine characteristics, and he has these hooves. Hooves that keep him from maneuvering effectively. Not only is he pitiful, but he's not good at maneuvering effectively. He's in a pitiful excuse for a deity, right? It is the philosophy of pitiful forms of life arguing against those that God naturally chose to lead us. Warriors who are inclined to die for the greater good versus the pitiful scum only concerned with their social status. Who the fuck do you think you should listen to? The chosen or the hopelessly and fanatically jealous?